morning, Harbor Ridge, and welcome to Falcon News.
I'm Haley.
And I'm Mina, and we'll be your hosts for this morning's broadcast. Last Friday was the last day for ASB election forms, so any candidates, make sure you turn them in today since we need more 7th grade candidates. Please consider running because it would help our school. Late forms will be accepted. Also, this week we have no school on Friday because it's the end of the trimester.
Happy birthday last week to Carson Lickman, Zoe Terrell, Michael Richter, Marcibel Binger, Calvin Kennedy, and Mac Tovey. And happy birthday on Friday to Aaliyah Brooker, Makari Misko, Mina Nair. And on Sunday, happy birthday to Aaron Davis and Tanner Staben.
The annual HRMS coin drive went on last week, March 5th to 9th, 2018.
During the first 10 minutes of prime time each day, students would bomb other classrooms by going to their classrooms and putting pennies into their jars. Jars must have been visible at all times. You could not hide them. Last year, we raised over $2,000. Let's try to meet or exceed that goal again this year. If we raise $2,000, we can put Mr. Wickens on the roof for a day. All proceeds will go to the Boys and Girls Club and Dental Care Center for people who can't afford it.
Now, on a more serious note, we know tragedies have taken place on school campuses. Our thoughts go out to people affected by recent tragedies, and we remind everyone here on the Ridge to stay positive, be hopeful, and remember that we are not just students here, but a part of a family.
And that family has a lot to celebrate.
Like what?
On the 17th of March, 2018 is St. Patrick's Day. This is the date of the death of good old St. Patrick, and he died in the year 461 AD and was a patron saint of Ireland. This holiday commemorating St. Patrick has been celebrated since the early 17th century. St. Patrick's Day is an official holiday in the Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, the Canadian province of Newfoundland, the Labrador, the British Overseas Territory of Montserrat. It is also celebrated in the UK, Canada, the USA, Brazil, Argentina, Australia, and New Zealand. It is celebrated in more countries than any other festival.
Please enjoy this brief feature from ABC News.
St. Patrick's Day, the day we all pretend to be Irish down a few Guinness. But who was this St. Patrick guy anyway? Here's a brief history of St. Patrick's Day. Well, first of all, St. Patrick wasn't even Irish. Born in Britain in the late 4th century, Mywin Succat was captured and enslaved by Irish raiders. After years of forced labor, he escaped to Britain, where he joined the Catholic Church, changed his name to Patricius or Patrick. Years later, he returned to Ireland as a Christian missionary, devoting nearly 30 years to converting the Irish. Now, legend has it that Patrick drove all the snakes out of Ireland, but to tell you the truth, there never were snakes on the island. When he finally died, Patrick became the patron saint of Ireland, despite his British heritage. It all began in 1903, when St. Patrick's Day, also known as Feast Day, became a national holiday in Ireland, celebrated on March 17th, the day of St. Patrick's death. Festivities usually just amounted to attending church and gathering for feasts. In fact, drinking was actually banned in Ireland on St. Patrick's Day up until the 1970s. Irish immigrants brought the tradition to America in the early 1700s, where it evolved into a secular holiday, often centered around drinking and celebrating all things Irish. The first ever St. Patrick's Day parade was held in Boston in 1737. And today there are over 100 St. Patrick's Day parades across the U.S. In Chicago, they use 40 pounds of green dye to turn the river even greener each year. And New York City's annual parade is the largest in the world, with an estimated 2 million spectators. With over 34 million Americans claiming Irish ancestry, even more claiming to be Irish when they're not, it's no surprise this holiday has become one.
For what? A totally terrific Tony Award-nominated hilarious roller skating musical adventure at the Paradise Theater, Xanadu.
Wow, that sounds like fun. When is it?
It's actually this Friday and Saturday at 7:30 p.m.
Actually, I'm busy.
Well, you can still go. It's every Friday and Saturday from March 9 to March 31st.
Oh, fun.
The Winter Olympics took place in Pyeongchang, South Korea, and came to a close on February 26th.
92 nations and 2,922 athletes competed.
Here is a short tribute to the top 5 medal-winning nations.
Last week, I know we said every week of March will be St. Patrick's Day videos, but this week we have a St. Patrick's Day poem called I Want to Catch a Leprechaun.
But if you are really looking forward to the videos, don't worry too much, because there will be videos for the rest of the month.
Okay, let's begin.
I want to catch a leprechaun. Maybe I'll set a trap. I wonder where they like to hide. I wish I had a map. I hope I find a leprechaun. Will he fit in my hand? I heard they like golden clovers and come from Ireland.
Well, that's the end of our broadcast.
And we hope to see you next time on Falcon News.